This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Happy Saturday. I'm Nohelani Graff with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. First up, Arizona hospitals are at risk of reaching capacity right now, and they're working to find enough extra staff to fill an increasing surge of COVID-19 patients. Banner Health says it's looking to fill hundreds of positions, but with hotspots across the country, there are a limited number of workers to pull from other states. One family doctor in the Valley just signing up for surge shifts at one of our hospitals.
Big concern I have about going in next weekend was going to be not having a bed for a patient that needs one. I know that a lot of hospitals around here are already moving patients from their hospitals to other hospitals that have availability. So I may be simply taking care of patients that are already admitted on the floors because we may not have any more room to admit any more patients.
The Department of Health Services telling us they are trying to recruit 290 nurses for smaller regional hospitals, but it's unclear how many total positions are needed across the state. A Scottsdale gym ordered to close because of COVID-19 violations, but the fitness center near Frank Lloyd Wright and Thompson Peak still open for business.
I'm looking for Jeffrey or Amanda.
Yeah, he's not in.
Okay, because the state says you're supposed to be closed because
we're not doing any interviews.
The self-made training facility, as it's called, was open just hours after the health department posted a notice. And the health department says that facility failed to follow the governor's executive order and has to follow COVID prevention rules before reopening. ADHS says they are seeking a court order to either close that business or compel them to follow the executive order. A massive soccer tournament kicking off in Phoenix. Several thousand players, coaches, parents, all in the Valley right now for the Desert Super Cup. We've been telling you about this event. Nearly all of the 500 teams coming from out of state. Some people we've spoken with believe it could turn into a super spreader event, and leaders are taking notice. Next week, the Phoenix City Council is going to be considering suspending events just like this until COVID cases drop. Councilmember Sal DeCiccio did weigh in on that decision.
If you really wanted to have an impact, you would go out there and say, hey, we're going to look at every aspect within the city of Phoenix. And the mayor has those executive powers in order to do that. But just to pick on outdoor activities, to pick on sports that are outdoors for kids, I think is irresponsible.
As for this weekend's tournament, there are signs in place warning people to social distance, wear a mask. City employees will also be on site making sure those rules are being followed. Developing this morning, 2 people arrested after a chase on the I-17 late last night. Officials telling us a DPS trooper saw a car driving erratically near Black Canyon City. Car led troopers on a chase into the metro area, going over 100 miles an hour at times. Eventually, troopers using stop sticks to stop that car near Northern and the I-17 and take 2 people into custody. Also, a wrong-way driver arrested near the Scottsdale-Tempe border. Officials telling us around midnight they saw a car going the wrong way on Scottsdale Road. It spun out at the intersection of Scottsdale and Thomas. Luckily, didn't hit any other cars along the way. The driver was arrested for DUI. Also, a man rescued from a mine shaft near Gila Bend. ABC15, the first on scene last night. Deputies tell us they worked for hours to get him out safely, using 2 helicopters to transport crews to pull off a difficult rescue. Unclear what the man was doing there or how long he might have been trapped. And finally, 2 people with nowhere to live after a car fire spread to their mobile home, destroying both. This near 32nd Street and the I-10. Officials tell us no one was hurt, and they're still working to find a cause. Here's your Saturday most accurate forecast. Air quality not going to be great in the early morning hours because of that inversion layer. So if you're a sensitive group, you want to limit your time outdoors because we'll be in the unhealthy category until about noon. Then we're in the moderate range and getting better by 3 o'clock and heading into the early evening hours. We also will be chilly to start the morning off in the 40s, 50s by 9, taking us until 11 to warm even into the 60s. And by 1 o'clock, we're still only in the mid 60s, but we will top out at 70 71 degrees in Phoenix, upper 60s and 70s across southern and western Arizona, 50s the forecast high in central Arizona, and 40s across the northern portion of our state. We'll get a little bit warmer on Sunday in the mid 70s and stay there to start the work week, but then our temperatures start to dip again slowly back down to the low 70s, upper 60s the forecast high by Thursday, and cold mornings all week long, dropping into the 40s. For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, you can head to ABC15.com or download our ABC15 app. Make it a great day.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.